Families have a lot going on. Let Ollie help manage the mental load with new cognitive help supplements for everyone 4 and up, like delicious Lolly Focus Pops or Lolly Mellow Pops for kids. And for parents, try 3 new Brainy Chews to help you focus, chill out, or get energized. Find these cognitive health buddies for the whole fam at ollie.com. That's OLLY.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
It is a plot to change America. We need to overthrow the capitalist system, change it radically.
By the time that I joined Antifa, I was already preconditioned to believe that America was my enemy.
The average Venezuelan has lost 24 pounds due to starvation.
People say that socialism has never been tried.
It has been tried.
That lead us to social justice.
Being told that they can't because of the color of their skin, being told that they can't because of their gender. They're safe in marketing these ideas to children.
These were kids from kindergarten through 5th, 6th grade. Pictures of Donald Trump with swastikas.
One of the biggest economies here in California take care of illegal immigrants, but our people are sleeping on the streets.
The public square is inundated with lies and with propaganda.
My roommate that I had in college, she said, "Oh, I'm a communist." 70% would vote for socialist.
Would you choose socialism?
Yeah, I would choose it for sure.
They demonize capitalism while they're drinking their Starbucks.
The so-called Democratic Party does not have room for independent thinking black Americans like me.
Today, we truly embark on an agenda of economic, social, and racial justice in the United States of America.
We need a revolution in order to overthrow this system.
Savaged. This program contains subject matter and language that may be disturbing to some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
There we go again.
More technical problems. We live in the 21st century.
No! Savaged unfiltered.
Under. The only reason I know this is because I lived under tyranny. I lived.
Oh, shut the fuck up. You're a fucking
Your host, Michael Gard.
Proper fashion at the proper time.
Like a Hellcat.
Hey guys, we made it. This show is growing like no other. I want to thank the people that tune in here. I want to thank some new listeners I see on Rumble, a couple new followers. Thank you very much. It means the bottom of my heart. Thank you. I mean, I don't know what else to say. But thank you guys that are tuning us out to Rumble. It means a lot. And thank you to TikTok. TikTok is blowing up right now with Savage Unfiltered, getting a lot of great comments. We'll plug into the shows during the week, guys. You'll see with our Savage Army segment that we plug in every now and then just to show the listeners of some of the feedback that we get in. You know, sometimes we get some bad feedback. I'm not afraid to plug it in. You know, some snowflakes, some fasciocrats out there that, you know, think our show is not all that. Hey, whatever. Go listen to The View or something. Go put up with Whoopi or go listen to some other liberal show or go listen to the late night shows, Jimmy Fallon, if that's your cup of tea. You're not breaking my heart. You're not breaking anybody that comes on the show's heart because guess what, guys? Something on the show attracted you because you did that little comment. So, hey, thank you very much. Thanks for the support. That's all I have to say. But, guys, welcome to the show, guys. We're going to be talking about a lot of great stuff here. I want to get into the weekly gossip of this week. What the hell is going on with the political field, the political market? A lot of things going on. I notice Joe Biden falling down again. I notice a lot of stuff. iHeartRadio. I want to mention to iHeartRadio. A big fan of you, but I'm not so intrigued and excited about what we're doing this past week with the whole pride shit. You know, like, hey, if no one wants to listen to that stuff, if no one wants to plug into your iHeart feed, Mr. iHeart Radio, and I'm saying that in all respect because I know that you do a lot of shows and a lot of shows are on your platform, okay? But I was not happy about the iHeart Pride Festival thing segment that you had on, which you fucking put all over iHeart. I mean, you go on iHeart Radio, guys, and that's all you see. You're, pride. We have to make pride a part of this world. Don't cancel pride. Don't cancel pride. Don't put the hashtag. They were begging, Joseph. Don't cancel pride. Like, don't put the cancel pride in there. Like, because everybody on iHeart and all the social media platforms were putting in the comments, hashtag cancel pride month. You know what? Before you go there, Joseph, let's put on the Savage merchandise, Shaky. Let's get that in there. You know what? Because I had a comment coming in from somebody on TikTok. As soon as I said that, okay, and we put on something. Remember, Shaky? We put a piece in on TikTok, Joseph, where with the whole "Don't worry, snowflakes, it's only a red T-shirt." Somebody gave us a suggestion on TikTok, putting out a "Let's celebrate Straight Pride Month." Yeah, that was a good idea. We're going to put that on the website, Joseph. Let's celebrate straight pride or something like that. You know, you got to go on my TikTok feed. You'll see the comment in when we were, you know, promoting that the red T-shirt that's on SavageArmy.com. What's going on, Joseph, with iHeart, man? I want to touch on iHeart right now, like with their whole, you know, don't cancel Pride Month.
Well, first I want to also thank everybody going to the Rumble feeds and join us Saturdays live at noon. The 24th, we're not, Michael's got something going on, but starting July 1st, we hope to have Rumble Talk simulcast. Rumble Live, TikTok Live, noonish. We got to work out the bugs, so we might start a little late, but noon, start looking for Rumble and TikTok Savage Live feeds starting July 1st. Help us build the Rumble audience, please. Tons of hits on iHeart and Spotify. Help us build our Rumble audience. So you see the interactions and the gestures and the facial expressions. And, you know, those things make a difference. It really does. Yeah. So, but you know, Pride Month is now indeed, I'm all on board. Cancel Pride Month. Yeah. Because now it's not about tolerance and acceptance anymore. I was all on board with that. My gay and lesbian friends, we have no problem with each other because they are not gaytivists engaging in gaytivism, trying to push pedophilia onto people now. That's all it's about now. This flaunting shit in the street and flaunting that trans idiot at the White House the other day, flashing people, finally apologized. Inappropriate. This is about in-your-face pedophilia. It's not about tolerance. It's about recruitment. Gaytivists engaging in gaytivism. No. Get that shit out of here. Yeah. You know, Joseph, again, guys, please let me allow me to explain here to the audience, including, you know, we're streaming live on Joseph's YouTube channel. Let me explain this here, okay? And I have to watch my words because I know we're on YouTube right now. But here's what I have to say on this. I'm not against the whole, you know, Pride, LGBTQ plus, LMNG, WZ, YXZ, whatever the hell it is now. I'm not against all that, okay? What I am against is where they're pushing it left and right. Like literally, they're pushing it down our throats where we can't breathe. I just had a comment coming in on TikTok saying that there was a gentleman that is getting so sick of hearing it
okay, where he actually has calls coming into his cell phone. Contribute this, contribute that. Like, listen, if we don't want to contribute or support it, we don't want to. Go on to other people that may want to contribute or support that. Don't go to the people that do not support or contribute it. I mean, for instance, I want to pitch into this because Joseph was on a show not too long ago, and they touched this, where there was a caller that came in. And I mean, literally, he had a live caller, Joseph, where he was like so ecstatic on it. And he's like, I'm tired of hearing it. I'm tired of like getting calls. I'm tired of going to stores and, you know, this and that. I mean, this guy was like all head over heels for that. I mean, the Maverick, right? Maverick show, whatever.
Yeah, Maverick, Rick Walker. I was on live with him yesterday. That again, you're seeing this another day. So that was, Friday the 16th. I was on Maverick News, Rick Walker YouTube channel, Maverick News on Rumble. You can look that up. We did a 3-hour marathon, and then he went another hour talking about the news and taking calls. So it was like a 4-hour video you could see. But yeah, we went 3 hours, no holds barred, anything goes. No, nothing sacred, you know, and we went at it. But yeah, you know,
I don't even think Hulk Hogan and Zeus can go 3 hours when they did that movie, No Holds Barred.
My name is James Webb. I'm the president and CEO of Caribou USA. The group, the Anson Macau group, and the Caribou in Trinidad have been looking to put a flag in the United States for many years. So in 2012, we started going through the process of vetting breweries that we could potentially look to acquire in the future. And we had a partnership with Florida Beer on contract brewing side for Moccasin here in the United States, and thought it would be a great fit for us. So we started the process, which took about 3 years, until we acquired in July 8th of 2016. One thing we've been really focused on is trying to mine the diaspora pride here in the United States, give them something to be very, very proud of. This really isn't for us, this is really for the Caribbean diaspora, that they can say, here's a piece of home here in the United States. It's our island has made it big, along with the locals that have really embraced us as we have acquired Florida Beer Company.
My name is Asa Seeley, Marketing Director at Caribou USA. The significance of the relationship between the diaspora and Caribou USA, it stems from the region. Carib is really significant, having about 95% of the market share. So when they say a beer is a Carib and you're in the Caribbean, chances are you would have run into our brand. And then so much of our population have migrated from the Caribbean region into the US. And they long for those products that they're familiar with, that bring them back to home and they're able to reconnect. So one of the biggest initiatives for us is to really mine that Caribbean pride and utilize the brand that we so dearly represent and connect it with a diaspora that recognizes it and could connect it with an emotion, no matter where they are. And beer does that, brings us together. Another reason why we're excited at this relaunch and getting the diaspora really fully behind this new look, this new vibe, this new energy, and having them as extended champions for the brands in the US.
And more importantly for our brand is, even though a lot of people, the diaspora, the general market, they've had experience with the brand traveling throughout the entire Caribbean. But as you know, during the pandemic, it's a little tough right now. So I think the biggest offering that we have right now is if you can't make it to the Caribbean, we bring the Caribbean to you.
Jesus Christ.
But it's the groomer stuff. It's like we did an episode. They can't be honest. It isn't the Don't Say Gay bill in Florida. It doesn't say that anywhere in the bill. It's
No. I don't even know where that came from, Joseph.
It's false because the left has to lie. They lie. It is about not sexualizing children. It's not about gay sex. It's about no sex talk at all to grade schooler is appropriate. No sexual talk to grade children. Period. Why? Why, as a gay person, do you want to peddle gay sex to grade schoolers? There's only one reason. Pedophilia. It's illegal and it must stay illegal. Leave the fucking kids alone.
As a nation, we need to push back against the hundreds of callous and cynical bills and laws introduced in states targeting transgender children, terrifying families, and criminalizing doctors and nurses. These bills and laws attack the most basic values and freedoms we have as Americans. That's not hyperbole, that's a fact. The right to be yourself, the right to make your own health decisions, the right to raise your own children. We put protections for housing, employment, health care, education. I was proud to have ended the ban on transgender Americans. No one should have to fear for their safety in this country. No one should be singled out or demonized or made to feel less than anyone else. Too many people in the LGBT community are worried and afraid about their future and their safety. So today, I want to send a message to the entire community, especially to transgender children. You are loved. You are heard. You are understood. And you belong.
Well, you know, Joseph, they're pushing it. They're pushing all this too on their market, right? They have a financial market that they're trying to accumulate. You know, because producer Shaky and I, we were doing some talking, off the show and off the air and everything, like what's going on, because producer Shaky over here on the show, like he's like me. He's discussed on it. He has like 4 children, and some of his kids are a little young, and some of them are in grade school and stuff like that. And he tells me the same thing. He's like, this is now the third school that we have our youngest in 1 year, Joseph. They have to take them out of one school, put them in another school because of the shit that they're pushing. Now, don't get me wrong, guys. Florida's doing remarkable. Joseph mentioning the whole "don't say gay" bill, which I don't even know where it came out of. Liberals must have created the term to try to push the narrative, right? Because they love that narrative war. In Florida, it's not always about this in the schools. Ron DeSantis is doing tremendous right now, trying to eliminate it from all schools everywhere in Florida. But you're going to have some, crooks in the cranny in the basket with, them pushing it. So producer Shaky now has told me, right? Yes, Shaky, you have your 2 youngest that are now in their 3rd school, Joseph, in a lapse of 1 year. 1 year. They had to take them out of one school, put them in another school, take them out of one school, put them in another school, because they're pushing that pride shit. Like, it's okay to be a girl when you're really a boy. Yeah. If you're, don't worry, you're confused. You really have a penis, but it's okay if you can imagine a vagina down there. That's what they're pushing on. Yeah.
Savaged, unfiltered.
My fellow Americans, it looks like some things have changed. Are we doing a good enough job teaching our children what America is and what she represents?
You want an abortion? Get one!
Younger parents aren't sure that an appreciation of America is the right thing to teach modern children.
We're not going to make America great again. It was never that great.
When I drive into a neighborhood and there are American flags, it's a message of white supremacy.
I'm warning of an eradication of the American memory that could result in an erosion of the American spirit.
We need to completely dismantle the police department.
If we forget what we did, we won't know who we are. We've got to do a better job of getting across that America is free, and freedom is special and rare. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of enterprise. As long as we remember our first principle and believe in ourselves, the future will always be ours. Ours was the first revolution in the history of mankind that truly reversed the course of government, and with 3 little words: we, the people. We, the people, are free.
Pick up your copy of America's Political Warfare, Our Modern Civil War, available on Amazon.com and other platforms December 30th. Get it today.
If you can at all, and I go into terror strikes coming soon to a city near you and this, if you can homeschool, you've got to do that if you can. Not everybody can do that. Not everybody can afford private school either, but do that if you can, which is why you need to be a Republican delegate and a Republican activist. Help us fight for the money following the child, vouchers, right? Your tax dollars you should be able to use to help fund a private school you want them to go to, rather than the public school, right? You put up, hello everyone for this unannounced live feed. I went over to see if
we figured we put it out there, Joseph. Yeah.
With all this talk about pride in that, and I said gaytivist and gaytivism, that's not very pride friendly. I went to see if YouTube kicked me off my own channel yet.
Apparently we haven't struck a chord yet, Joseph. We're praying, right? So,
I typed a test on my YouTube channel there, and wow, bam, it showed up in the restream. Yay!
Yeah. So Joseph, let me say here on the show here, we're talking about the financial, market behind this, because I think that's what they're pushing on it for, like the whole financial market. Now, according to Axios, right, on Axios, their website, the financial toll of the right-wing backlash, right, has already set them of $28 billion in market value. Yeah, we costed woke companies and pride companies over $28 billion in loss of market value. Now, the change in this, the S&P 500, that includes all these companies that have gone woke, since this whole shit has been taking place, right? Which is now, there's a list, Joseph. You gotta see the list, okay? And I'll label it on the show. Kohl's, Anheuser-Busch, Target, Miller Lite. Yeah, Miller Lite's on the list too. There's a whole list. There's a whole. I'm just giving you a little short, narrative of the list. Some quite recent companies joining that list, because the list is a mile long for us. And we right wingers, Joseph, have been costing these woke companies billions of dollars of market loss since they've gone woke. The whole Dylan Mulvaney thing of Bud Light, and then since Dylan Mulvaney has joined that bandwagon, right? All these other companies thought it'd be a great idea to go that route too, thinking, wow, this is a good market strategy. Let's go woke too and support pride. Well, it hasn't been working out for them quite great, have it?
Yeah. And
Bud Light now reaching almost $23 billion in market value, Joseph. I mean,
yeah. And the left is whining. Oh my God, the right wing is boycotting. Hey, free market, bitch. Free market.
Yeah.
That's how they work. That's why we're free market capitalists. You promote shit we don't like, we take our money elsewhere. That's how it works in this country, which is why the left wants to destroy it.
Moments.
They want
People
everything to be leftist controlled all the time. You don't have a choice, right? Well, we have choices, and we're voting with our wallets. That's how it works.
Joseph, did you see the latest coming out of we're talking about the financial market, guys? I wanna label this here on the show, which you probably are hearing for the first time. Some are touching it, some aren't. I don't want to be like the first, like, oh, you heard it on Savage and Unfiltered. He was the first. No, I'm not like that, guys. Here's something here of just how bad these companies are losing money. And we're not doing it on purpose. They're doing it to themselves, folks. Literally doing it to themselves. It's terrible, really, what's going on. Check this out, guys. Here's something right here. In January, okay, in January, Target had the company of Target, before they did the whole Pride shit, Target had a stock of 12.7%. Where's Target at now in the month of June? Minus 14.8% stock loss. That's Target.
This is the last bottle of Fat Tire. The last of over 750 million bottles ever made. The last of a beer icon. And this is Doug, who hasn't a clue. So he's just doing Doug things. Dang it, Doug! Anyway, we've changed our recipe. Crisper, brighter, still carbon neutral. This is the first of an all-new Fat Tire.
A man so savaged that even Instagram had to restrict his truths.
And I'll do one more. Let's go to Bud Light. You know, we've talked on this show about Bud Light in the past on episodes. Bud Light in January, Joseph, had 13, or I'm reading the wrong one. I do apologize. Okay, here's Bud Light. Thank you, Shaky, for giving me fucking Kohl's. I don't even shop at Kohl's. I think Kohl's is dying anyway. But even if they gone woke, they're still dying. They're almost bankrupt. So now they're even going more bankrupt since joining the whole woke list. So here's Bud Light. Bud Light in January had a whopping 33% stock increase. Bud Light, before they did the whole Dylan thing. Now Bud Light is at a minus 21.9%, Joseph, of a stock loss for Bud Light. Yeah, Bud Light, I said this on the show, is going so desperate right now that usually, you know, what they do is they have like distributor partnership and stuff, and they'll take some of their beer and they'll sell it to like other like breweries and stuff like that, and then they do the partnership. Well, if they're not doing that now, Joseph, now what they're doing, all right, what they're doing right now is they're going to all the bars, all the restaurants, okay? Folks, if you're just hearing this for the first time, you can go back to our old episodes. We've mentioned this, but I'll repeat it again. They're going back to all the breweries and all the bars, and they're buying back all the expired beer that's sitting in like stock rooms in these bars and nightclubs. Even strip clubs. I've been to a couple strip clubs in the last couple of weeks here, and some of the strip clubs are like, man, I'm like, hey man, I'll get a beer, and he's looking. As soon as I say that, Joseph, I get a look like, what kind of beer you want? I'll take a Coors Light, and he's like, oh, we got plenty of that. All right.
Yeah. Well, let me make a point.
Hold on. They have all their Bud Light. They don't even put it on ice. It's in the back of the stock room. It's not in the ice bucket. And
that's why times are tough. We're pinching pennies.
Yeah.
I'm not going to begrudge someone because somebody at Budweiser at least has a little bit of economic sense. Having to buy the beer back and take it all back and pay somebody to dump it costs more than giving it away free. So you can literally go and get a case for $20 and get a rebate for $20. And my friends, times are tough. If you want free beer, I'm not going to think ill of you. If you want to go buy a case of Bud Light for $20 and get a $20 rebate so you had free beer, please do. I'm not going to hold that against you. That's being smart. That's using our brain, our sense against them. So let us take advantage of it while we can. And the other thing is Target. All right. Target.
Yeah.
Pride Month's been around for a long time. Target has been having Pride Month sections and merch for a long time. We have not boycotted Target. What is different? It is different now. That was then. That was about tolerance and acceptance. Now a Satanist has designed pedophilia shit in the child section. Over the line, over the line. It ends now, it stops here. That's why the boycott. This is nothing about being anti-gay. Again, don't say gay bill. It didn't say that anywhere in the bill. The left are liars. Stop the fucking bullshit.
We don't have enough police officers, and we're going to debate the next 3 weeks, I'm told, gay marriage, a flag amendment, and God only knows what else. I can't believe the American people can't see through this. We already have a law, the Defense of Marriage Act, where we've all voted, not where I voted and others said, look, marriage is between a man and a woman, and states must respect that.
Do you support gay marriage?
No, Barack Obama nor I support redefining from a civil side what constitutes marriage. We do not support that. That is basically a decision to be able to be left to the faith and people who practice their faith, determination what you call it. The bottom line, though, is, and I'm glad to hear the governor, I take her at her word, obviously, that she thinks there should be no...
And the lies. This has nothing to do with gay, lesbian. This has to do with you crossed the damn line. Leave the fucking kids alone.
Yeah, I agree with that, Joseph. And there's something here that I wanted to touch on besides the whole pride thing that we're seeing. We're seeing the Juneteenth being pushed. I want to close it out with that. The Juneteenth. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that because Juneteenth is a Republican holiday. It's about the abolition of slavery. The GOP, Abraham Lincoln, it was the abolitionist party, Republicans, the 13th, 14th, 15th Amendment, called the Republican Amendments. The Republicans put forth the Civil Rights Act. Lyndon Johnson finally signed it. I'm not going to go into all that history, but the Democrats filibustered it. Okay? So this Juneteenth is a Republican holiday that now the left is trying to hijack and co-opt. It's like the NAACP. You think of them now, they are a complete leftist organization. The advancement of colored people, how does supporting Planned Parenthood that slaughters a disproportionate amount of black children, black baby genocide, supporting the advancement of colored people? It is now a left-wing organization, but it was founded by black and white Republicans, abolitionists, but the left took it over. The ACLU used to be a great organization. It is nothing but a left-wing joke. Now, there's the ACLJ now, Jay Sekulow, right? I used to be associated with the ACLU. If you see ACLU next to my name online somewhere, that's because it's going back decades. That was then, this is now. Things change. Right?
Savage, unfiltered,
Like 2 days, right? That's like all this ripping down or blaming the founders. Oh, they're all, you can't judge them by today's standards. The culture is different now than it was then.
Yeah. And, to kind of close it out here with this, Joseph, I was going to talk about the White House now.
The White House is now facing new backlash after it allegedly disrespected the American flag in its latest display for Pride Month. The display prominently features a rainbow, quote, progressive pride flag hanging over the South Lawn, with two American flags flanking it on each side, notably not in the center. Critics were quick to recognize the arrangement as a potential violation to our nation's flag code. One section of the code reads, quote, "The flag of the United States of America should be at the center and at the highest point of the group when a number of flags of states or localities or pennants of societies are grouped and displayed from staffs."
What a flippy flop that is. You can go back to the old Obama administration, and Obama, when he was the vice president of the Obama administration, they weren't a big fan of pride, or at least we thought they weren't, because there was a statement that Joe Biden said that Barack Obama and I will not support gay marriage. Now all of a sudden it's a flippy flop thing. Now it's like, oh, it's great. I mean, look at the White House right now. For the whole month of June, guys, they have American flag, and then they right dead smack in the middle, Joseph, they got that pride flag right there in the middle.
The pride flag has a more prominent spot than the American flag, and it's pure pandering. It is not about gay and lesbian tolerance. It is about the destruction of Western culture. Because I said this on Rick Walker's Maverick News show yesterday, Friday the 16th. All right. It's about destroying Western culture, right? Tolerance and acceptance, we gave you all that. Now it is about ripping down Western culture. It's like the climate change movement. It's not about green. It's not about environmentalism. It's become an anti-Western cultural Marxist method to undermine America. That's what the movement's become. Brandon Strzok, gay guy, founder of Walk Away, right? Blair White, transgender, trans woman, let me put that in quotes, left the Democrat Party. LaVon DuPont, who we've interviewed on the show, trans woman, not a leftist. It has become hijacked. Brandon Strzok says this all the time. The gay lesbian movement is hijacked by cultural Marxists as a method to undermine Western culture. It's not about gay lesbianism anymore. It's about destruction of the West. Wake up.
Yeah, exactly. Wake up, folks. Wake up. You want to save this nation? Wake the hell up.
Roar. Restore our American Republic. Go to savagearmy.com, buy the gear. Roar. Let your voice be heard. I don't hate gay people. I don't. I have gay lesbian friends. They know I stood for traditional marriage. They also know that I stood for them having the right to see their loved one of the same sex in the hospital. They know I was for changing the property laws so they inherited their loved one's property when they died. Just like a transactional traditional marriage couple, but don't call it traditional marriage. Don't bastardize the marriage laws. That's what it was about. But again, they aren't honest. They can't have an honest discussion. My gay friends know I don't hate them. But that is the argument. I'm Catholic, therefore I must hate gay people. There's only one place that are stoning gay people to death. That's over in the Middle East, and it's Muslims. We're not allowed to say that. But if it were really about gay rights, they'd be talking about that. But they're not. It's not about that. It's about destroying America.
You're damn right, buddy. That's their whole message. Guys, I want to thank those that have been, that are viewing Joseph's channel, and those that will be viewing the channel once it goes into replay mode. I notice YouTube does the replay mode. Guys, I want to thank you for those. It's unannounced live that we're doing for Joseph's channel. But we're going to close it out here on the show here, Savage Unfiltered. Guys, if you're a new viewer or a new listener here on the show, thank you very much for coming over and allowing us to talk and have you guys listen. Guys, we try to give the most freshest content here on the show with the most knowledgeable resources. Joseph labeled a lot here on today's show. Weekly gossip, guys, you're seeing it in the Prime movement here. They're throwing it on a weekly basis. Every week, every day, you see something new. And if you don't like it, guys, and you want it changed, you have to voice out. It's more than ever. Don't make America nothing but pride, because that's what they're trying to do, folks. They're putting it on every market. They're putting it on every label, every business. They're trying to push it like no tomorrow. And guys, if you don't want it in your neighborhood or your school, your university, or even your workplace, voice out. You still have that voice, folks. You still have the First Amendment. It's not dead. And it will be dead if you don't voice out, because that's what this woke administration through the Joe Biden administration and Kamala Harris and the whole frenzy of the circus there in the White House is trying to do. Don't let it happen to you, your neighbors, your family members, or anything like that, guys. Thanks very much. I'm Michael Gardner. This is Joseph M. Leonard of Savage Unfiltered. And we'll see you next time, guys. Take it easy.